Thank you, Art Barron on trombone. Okay, this is another story. This is a trumpet player named Eddie Gale. Eddie Gale was with Sun Ra, with a bunch of other people. Sun Ra called him the original avant-garde trumpeter because he'd make him stand right next to the piano rather than in the horn section, and he'd just point to him, and he'd make just an amazing solo. So that's Eddie Gale. And this is about when he met John Coltrane. Okay, hi, my name is Eddie Gale. I was born in Brooklyn in 1941. Now, you know, when I reflect on the internet, I go back to the teachings of the master Sun Ra. He had the whole idea of space. He was like teaching this in the 50s. It was just, that's just what the internet's about, you know? It's like, it's all taking place in cyberspace. Space, music, the creativeness of the lyric by Sun Ra, the space is the place. Okay. So, I remember playing with John Coltrane. And the first time this happened was at the Half Note in Manhattan. And it was a stormy night. I'm not kidding. It was a stormy night. And I'd been waiting to deal with John. And a friend of mine talked me into going over there. The club was packed. John was standing there with Elvin Jones and McCoy Tyner and Jimmy Garrison. And there were several other musicians there. And John was, he was letting like people play on the stage. People that were into the music, he'd let them play. Pharoah Sanders was there and Dewey Johnson, a few other cats. They're all lined up to play. So I went over to John and I said, Mr. Coltrane, my name is Eddie Gale. I'm a trumpet player from Brooklyn, and I'm here to play with you. Well, he glanced over at the line of cats waiting at the stage and said, I gotta see. I don't know yet. I said, well, thank you, Mr. Coltrane. And I turned to walk away. But he said, wait a minute, let me see about what happens. And they all heard him. So we all got a chance to play, but I was the last one. And so I didn't really know, I played, and afterwards, John came up to me and he said, what did I take to be able to play that way? And I didn't really know what he was talking about. I said, well, Mr. Coltrane, I don't take anything. So John and I became pretty tight after that. and he was encouraging me to stay in touch with them. And during that time, I was between day jobs and I had to pawn my trumpet. I told John about it, and he made me come down to Birdland, where he loaned me $35 to get my horn out. I said, "Mr. Coltrane, I will definitely pay you back." He said, "Don't worry about it. Just don't stop playing that way." Now, I stayed in touch with John, but then I didn't stay in touch. I lost his number. He tried to contact me to make an album called Ascension. He couldn't get a hold of me, and he contacted Freddie Hubbard. That's my John Coltrane story. Thank you. Art Barron on trombone. Ken Filiano on bass. I'm David Haney. Bernard Purdie. We're going to have another...